Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. What do you do? Here's the thing. What do you do when you have all those marketing dollars just kind of being flushed down the toilet, right? So you're spending money in marketing, you're spending money in skip tracing, you're spending the time doing the cold calls, all that effort, all that time, elbow grease, and nothing's happening. Your leads come to an end. What do you do with those leads? Do you just, throw them to the trash can and then forget about them? Or is there something else that can happen? Well, today I'm pretty excited because I'm sitting down with my good friend Chris Craddock, and he's actually one of the newest Wholesaling Inc. coaches. He runs the REI Revive coaching program, and his expertise, he has this really, really amazing method of monetizing on the majority of the leads that would normally get thrown away and just go to the bin. All right. So thanks for being on, man. I appreciate you spending the time here and then sharing those nuggets with us.
Brother, I'm so happy to be here. I actually was, I know you, me, and Lauren Hardy were together in Florida a few weeks ago, and it was nice. My brother in the mornings, the only one, everybody else is up late, which we were too. But the three of us were the only ones waking up early to go work out as well. So I'll tell you, man, after my heart, man, waking up, working hard, getting it done. So I'm
getting it done. That's the name of the game, right? That's the name of the game. It doesn't matter what you did the day before. You always get a reset button after you wake up. So you can either, make the best thing, the best thing out of your day, or you can, sleep through the morning. It's not my style. Productivity results is really the name of the game. It's really what we all here at Wholesaling Inc. kind of live by. And you're a perfect example, man. I mean, it was you, me, and Lauren in the gym when everybody else was sleeping. So that'll tell you the type of work that goes behind everything that we put out. And your REI Revive course is no different, man. So let's dive deep into it real quick. I mean, so you have this process, and you've been fine-tuning this for years now. I mean, you're talking 3-4 years of fine-tuning this particular process on one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest obstacles that really hits anybody who's doing wholesaling, and that's you're spending all kinds of dollars. Your marketing efforts are being put into a particular campaign or whatnot. You get a call, you don't convert that lead, so it doesn't turn to be a seller. Which, I mean, you're talking what, 95% of the anything that comes in, maybe 97, ends up in a dusty Excel file somewhere on the bottom of your computer. But you have something else, right? Like what you're doing is completely different. You're coming in, you're reviving those leads and actually monetizing on those leads, turning them into dollars so you can reapply them into new marketing campaigns and new efforts for lead generation. So tell me about that. Let's jump right into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, just think about it. Just right off the bat, you just know that when people call in, 20 people call in, maybe one, maybe two of those people are going to be okay selling their house at 65 cents on the dollar, right? Everybody else that calls in wants a higher number, maybe not full retail, but closer to that retail number. And so then what do you do with those? I mean, most people just let them stay in the CRM, maybe put them on a drip, maybe follow up periodically and go after them periodically. But the reality is most of them go to another investor or they go to an agent and they sell. So here's the question. If they're going to go and sell somewhere else, why shouldn't you be the one making money for it? That's what I think. And so we built this process where if somebody calls in and says, hey, I want to sell, but it doesn't fit your buy box, it doesn't fit that number that you want to buy for, how do you set it up where you monetize it? And it's all about the whole course just teaches people how to pick a real estate agent that literally becomes a business partner of yours. He doesn't own part of your company, but I'll tell you, because of the amount of money you can make in this business with this partner, it really is a business partner because you can make as much as you're making in your investment business. You can pay for every cent of your marketing just by doing this and doing it at a high level. And so that's why it's so important to pick the right person and go all in and do it well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're tapping on something really, really important. I always emphasize the importance of having a power team, right? And at the end of the day, we're looking for people who are either more connected or better than us in certain areas. One of them would be traditional real estate. So if you're tapping into that pool, I mean, think about it this way. There's this almost like a stigma, right, about working with real estate agents. Like, I don't want to work with real estate agents because they look down on wholesalers and, you know, this and this and that. But if you're able to become a partner, a true partner, and create that value for them somehow, some way, trust me, they're going to be on your team. They're going to be part of your power team. And you're going to have that much reach, that much more expertise or borrowed expertise in whatever market you're tapping into. I mean, that's amazing. So how do you do that? How do you come in, have a conversation with a real estate agent, and then bring them into your power circle per se through your process?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the big question. You got to pick the right agent, because the agent you choose really will dictate how well this goes. Because, I mean, here's the deal. If you are doing any amount of business at all, bringing in any amount of leads, you will likely break that agent's business, because they're going to have so many more appointments to go on and to close up, and they're going to have to build with you. And so that's why it's so important to find somebody that fits that criteria. And so this is what we're looking for. You ask, how do you find them? First, you got to know who you're looking for, right? You create your missing persons report. And this is what you're looking
missing persons report. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. You're looking at the side of a milk bottle, right? And they even have milk bottles anymore, a milk carton, and they don't even have missing people on milk cartons anymore. But let's just go with it, right? And it says, this is what they look like. This is who they are. This is what you'll likely find them looking like. And so when you create that you'll then know what it looks like when you find it. And so here's what it is. It's somebody that's happy, hungry, humble, and smart, right? And I'll tell you, steal that and use that for every hire that you have in your business, because this is literally what you have to find for anybody that you want to be in business with if you're going to up your game, right? One of my favorite books is Top Grading, right? Is you're bringing in people into your organization, you make your organization better. So if it's happy, hungry, humble, and smart, right? So
happy, hungry, humble, and smart. I love that, man. I love that.
Oh, it's powerful, because if they really are that, it's going to bring the whole organization up, not just make your finances, but everybody who works with them. So happy, right? If they're not happy, if you hear them complaining about their brokerage, if you hear them complaining about people they're in business with, all those complaints, you know what? Very soon it will be you they're complaining about, right? So,
oh yeah, it's gonna spill over. It will spill over.
You want happy people, some people that are genuinely happy, hungry, right? You see so many people where, if somebody says no, they say, okay, well, they said no, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
If you say no, you've got to be willing to find a path to yes. You know, that book, Getting to Yes. How do you get to yes, right? They may have said no, so be creative to figure out a way to get them to yes, right? A hungry person is not going to take no for an answer. They're going to figure out a path to yes, right? And then humble. This is a big piece. And I talk about this all the time. So humble is basically, a lot of people think that confidence and humility can't go hand in hand. But the reality is, confidence and humility love each other. They're amazing. Arrogance and humility don't go hand in hand. And then arrogance is, I think I've got it all together. And you'll find people that are not confident publicly, like more quiet and subdued and just not out there confident.
Yeah, more of your introvert. Yeah.
Yeah. And just because somebody's an introvert doesn't mean they're not massively arrogant and believe that they can do everything themselves and they don't need to learn from others. And again,
get a point.
That's why I love this tribe, this group of people, because everybody here, they're open and they're wanting to learn and they're wanting to, everybody around you, there's something that you can glean and take away from who they are to make you better. So humble. And then smart. And one of my favorite books, I talk about this all the time, is The Road Less Stupid, right?
Oh, yeah. Great book. Love that.
Oh, so good. Keith Cunningham. And he talks about paying the stupid tax, right? So smart people, not just people that get high SAT scores, right? There are also people that learn fast. They make a mistake and then boom, the next time they make that mistake or the next time it comes up, they've learned from it, they fix it, and they don't make that mistake again, right? They're not going to pay the stupid tax. And in this business, if you make the same mistake more than once, it costs a lot of money. I mean, what is your average wholesale fee?
Oh yeah. No, we're at, I think last time I checked, we were around 24,000.
Right. So if you make the same
for an
mistake
average
every time and it costs you 24,000, you know, for the average real estate agent, right? The average commission is around 10 grand, right?
Right.
And so you're going to keep about 35% of that. You know, that's $3,500 that it costs you if that agent pays a stupid tax. It costs him $6,500 and it costs you or her $6,500 and it costs you $3,500. So that is way too expensive to be paying that stupid tax over and over again because they refuse to learn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I completely agree. I mean, there's no reason why your marketing dollars should be just going to the deadband, right? There's ways to monetize it. So let me ask you this: why join your program? And this is more of a discovery question here, you know, to kind of figure things out. But why would somebody want to join your program if they already have a connection with a realtor?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, here's the deal. So many people know real estate agents. And what I would just say is this, the amount of money that people are leaving on the table, I've shared this a number of times. I mean, I have one group that we work with that we literally send over $60,000 every single month to.
What?
Right? Every month, $750,000 that normally would have just died in their database. And so getting to scale fast, learning this fast, it costs you just trying to figure it out on your own. That's the stupid tax, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is paying the stupid tax. And that's saying, oh, I can figure it because, you know, we've cracked the code. And in this business, speed makes you so much money, especially just think about it. How, while you're trying to figure it out, maybe you miss out on 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 deals. And what does that cost you? You know, if it's $3,500 a pop, what does that cost you? If you missed out on 10 deals, that's 35 grand while you're just trying to figure it out. Right. So that's the whole thing. The second thing is this, you know, I had a client a coaching client of mine that came in and his wife was an agent. So they were like, no, we got this. And I broke down the numbers with him and I was like, hey, why don't we talk through the numbers here? And so we went through the numbers and I was like, brother, you are leaving so much money on the table, so much money. And he's like, no, I think we got it. I'm like, let's just break. And so we started looking at it. He literally called me 2.5 months after he started the program. Him and his wife were on the phone and he said, Chris, in the last 2.5 months, we brought in $90,000 more than because of this program alone, we brought in an extra $90,000 in 2.5 months. And he said, Chris, this has been life-changing for us. This will change our life. And so to me, I'm just telling you, I've talked to so many people across the country and nobody's doing it at a massively high level. And that's why I think it's so important right now, because I think people are looking for that instant offer, but the reality is the instant offer is at 65 cents on the dollar and most people want that. So if you can solve that problem together, you can make a fortune in solving people's problems. Well,
you're talking $90,000. I mean, that's twice like the average salary on most, towns, most cities. It's insane. Again, I emphasize the marketing dollar, the marketing spend, because it's one of the biggest problems. You are going to have a ton of overhead in salaries and, as you start growing, but when you're running, especially like a solo operation, when you're running by yourself and you're wearing all the hats of your business, anything that you put out, it's going to hurt a little bit. All right. So $2,000 in marketing here, $2,000 for this campaign here. And then next thing you know, you're $4,000, $5,000 into it. And it starts, you start to feel that, right? So, at the very least, you get concerned about, okay, how am I going to market next week? What's happening? How, why is all this, stuff that I'm doing just ending up dead, again, at the bottom of the spreadsheet. So, it's pretty interesting. Now, what do you need? For example, in order to create these relationships and to actually use the process, do you need to be licensed? Do you need to be? How does that work?
Yeah, so you're not allowed to give referral fees to unlicensed people in most. California has an interesting rule. I think there's a couple other states that do as well. But what I teach is this. There's three things. One, success leaves clues, and almost every large wholesaler and every large fix and flipper in the country that I know of either like is licensed themselves or one of their business partners is licensed. And actually, I think I heard you own a brokerage yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah, so success leaves clues. You know, I was talking to Brent Daniels the other day, and we were just talking through, I had no idea that Brent was licensed, and Brent's like, I've been licensed.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. It's just funny because you see that success leaves clues, and so you got to ask yourself, why are all these people that are very smart, who are not doing deals all the time, getting licensed? And if you see they are. You probably should ask that question. And also, here's the other thing. In your market, in your neighborhood, when you are doing, like, you become known as the real estate guy or the real estate girl, everybody's going to come to you with questions when they're buying and selling. And I'll tell you, there's so much money to be made in referral fees just by kicking that up to other agents as well, even if you should stay in your lane. So that's the one. Number two, you can just get somebody licensed in your organization, right? Run their license through the LLC, and then they can receive referral fees there. And then number three, and this is really easy, 25% of all agents in every market do 0 transactions. So you can bring them in and say, hey, look, I'm gonna pay you to be to come in and be our in-house person. You're not going to be sending them on appointments, because if they're doing 0 transactions, you know, they got some patterns there, but they can manage your referral income and manage that. And run their license through your organization so that they become your in-house agent to, you know, work referrals and your leads. Ways to do that, you know, in each locality. So that's how people should handle it.
Beautiful. No, I love it. It's also one of the you know, big questions. Why would I work with an agent? How do I have a conversation with an agent? Where do I find an agent? When people think real estate agents, they automatically, you know, kind of grant authority without bias. Like, this guy has a license, they must know what they're doing, right? But the reality of it is it's completely different. It's crazy, but what I think 80% of the business is being performed by about 20% of the agents, and you know, in the average market, you know, that the rest of them are they're stationary licenses, so they're active. In a brokerage somewhere somehow, but they're not engaging. It's a side gig. It's something, you know, that they have on as a fallback, not as a profession that they can, you know, tap into. And being able to find the right partnership, the right person that you can bring into your power team like that, such as an agent who's happy, hungry, humble, and smart. It's going to be a real game changer, right? Either whether it's inside your business somehow, some way, or whether you're reaching out on a referral basis and then creating the two-way street flow of business and opportunities. So I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you and find out more, I mean, what's the next step?
Excuse me. Yeah. So wholesalinginc.com/revive. Wholesalinginc.com/revive. Sorry, I'll try to say it without coughing this time. That's the easiest way to jump in and see whether, you know, we can have a call and just see whether this is a good fit for you and your business. I do believe it's the most important companion class you can have to any class, anything you're doing that's teaching you how to bring leads in, because it allows you to monetize them in a number of different ways. The second thing that you can do is, I'm on Instagram. It's Cradrock, at CRADDROCK, old high school nickname. But you can just go in there, and if you DM me, I'm trying to respond to every DM out there. So feel free to DM me, and I will try to respond to anybody that wants to DM me and talk to me on that.
Beautiful, man. I love it. Thank you so much for your time. This is really coming in and plugging a very, very deep hole that happens in most businesses, right? When the budget for marketing is running out, like what do you do? What do you do with all those leads? And how do you handle them the right way? Most people think referrals, and yes, you get somebody certified or something, and then they start doing sketchy things that are outside the boundaries, and it's easy to get in trouble. I mean, that's the reality of it, right? If you don't handle referral fees and that type of a strategy or that type of business the right way, you can get in trouble real quick. So why not monetize? Why not, take the right approach, something that's been fine-tuned over the last 3-4 years, and really take that and build it in, incorporate it as part of your wholesale business. So I love it, brother. Thank you so much, Chris. It's been a pleasure having you. I look forward to talking to you soon. And for you, Tribe, there you guys have it. So here's another way to monetize your leads and create that capital that you need in your business as far as the cash flow, and not have stuff sitting at the bottom of your spreadsheet. So if you're interested in coaching, if you're interested in finding more about the Tribe and Wholesaling Inc. as a whole, go to the Wholesaling Inc. website, set up a call with one of our representatives. And if it all makes sense, we look forward to working with you. Until then, stay focused. You got this.